And if you didn't know, her hair is a glory unto her. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'd like to give you a welcome. Today, we are going to be going over how to get the perfect Hollywood curls. So if you want results that look like this, stay tuned so I can show you the pro tips for these curls. So she has 4 bundles and a 2x6 closure and body wave texture, and I'm starting off just by adding a little heat protectant. I'm using the Chi heat protectant, and I used some slick stick and just rubbed it all over the hair. And then I went in with my tweezers just to define the part, but the video really isn't about that. I just showed it. So get into these curls. I do want to create a layered effect, so I'm using the razor comb just to create some layers. This is really important when you're trying to get the perfect swoops and loops for that Hollywood look. So make sure you trim a few layers. It doesn't have to be with the comb. You can also use your scissors. And I know a lot of the girlies that spend their money on this hair, they do not like to trim, cut, or even layer their bundles. But sometimes you just have to let them know if you're going for a certain look, this is what we have to do. So I just sectioned off the hair all the way from ear to ear, and I pinned up the rest of the hair. And I'm going in with my first curl. So I'm using the Babyliss Pro flat irons. And what you want to do is you want to keep wrapping the hair around the flat iron until it passes all the way through. If you notice my hand, I'm opening and I'm closing the flat iron to release it and help me to be able to maneuver it. Just hold the curl till it cools a bit, and then I'm going to just rest that on her shoulder. So some people pin it up. You could put rollers in it if you want it, but this is an easy hack, so you don't have to spend too much time. Just rest it on the client's shoulder. So I'm going in. You want to make sure you flat iron it straight at the root, and then give it that first turn. And as I turn the flat irons, I'm helping the hair to move around it. You see how I grab the end of that hair? And I just assisted in with going around the flat iron, okay? So every time I turn it, I'm just gonna grab that end just to help it, you know, wrap around, if that makes sense. And I'm also opening and closing. I'm opening and closing so that it can release the hair. If you keep the flat irons closed, the hair is not gonna be able to wrap around the iron. So you always wanna keep opening and closing it just so that it can wrap around the iron. And also, ladies, keep your comb in your hand, okay? You see what I'm doing? I'm keeping my comb in my hand. Once I comb her hair, I just put it in the opposite hand, and you should be able to curl with the comb in your hand. Just like a professional, this helps save some time and energy. So now once I finish all the curls on that row, I just took down another row, and I'm starting that first curl here. You can see I'm taking my time, and I like to curl away from the face, okay? I'm going to curl on each side away from the client's face. This is key to getting that Hollywood look, okay? And if you see my hands, I'm opening and I'm closing. I'm opening, and not too wide. You want to open a very slight opening and keep closing it until you pass the full strand of hair through. And I'm still trying my best to keep that curl really set by hanging it onto another curl or letting it rest no further than her shoulder, okay? Just to help the curl really form, you want to either pin it or, like I said, rest it on their shoulder just so it doesn't drop right away. And when you're curling a lot of hair, it's really important to break down those sections and take your time just so you can get a nice sleek curl. And go back in and add more heat protectant or the slick stick as needed. And I'm using a little Got2b spray just to, again, help set and hold the curls. You want to spray this really lightly, or whatever curling or holding spray you have would be fine. You can also do this same idea with the curling iron, the official curling iron. See, this is a flat iron, but you know, the barrel iron can also create these curls. I just feel comfortable doing it with the flat irons. I think once I got accustomed to it, I just continue to use those. But again, you can try it different ways to see what comes out better for you. So now I'm just going in. I'm gonna finish up all her curls. And if I have any new people here or any beginners, I just want to add that if this is your first time doing it, don't beat yourself up, okay? You want to keep doing it again and again, and you'll get better at it. You know, sometimes it really takes time to master some things. So never be too hard on yourself if you're just starting out. Just keep working at it. So now I'm all the way officially at the top of the head. I want to take my hat comb and I'm going to use that to really help me mold and smooth down the top or the closure area, okay? Like I said, she had a 2x6 area, so we didn't have a lot of lace to work with, but I still want to use my hat comb just to make sure that everything is nice and flat. Once I've done that, I'm just going to go in again. I'm curling away from the face and I'm using my hand to help swing that piece of hair that's hanging out around the flat irons until I get the full strand of hair through. Okay, and this is just my go-to curling technique. All right, you will find so many different videos or different suggestions on how to curl and style. Try it out and see what works best for you. So for the baby hair, I am going to be using the Got To Be spray. And this is a great alternative if you want a really light and fluffy edge versus like a hard and stiff. So once I've done that, I'm just going to start to play with the curls a bit. So you see how they were resting on the shoulder on that side. I just started to tussle them just so I can bring it out and get the style going. So for the part, you want to go ahead and add a little makeup. This gives the illusion of the real scalp and it helps, it blends with the client's skin tone. So whatever skin tone the client is, you want to do maybe a shade or so lighter because your scalp is normally a little lighter than your actual face. So you see there, I just took my hands and I kind of tussled through the curls. I'm just going to kind of break through them just a bit, fluff them out. And you'll see, I'm going to show you two different curling styles you can have. So for this first style, I'm not going to tussle through the curls too much, okay? I'm going to do it very lightly. I want to keep the curls really intact, okay? Notice that I'm combing the hair back and away from the face. This is the direction you really want to go. And you just pull everything back forward. And again, I'm going in with that Got To Be spray just to help me style and mold my curls to set, the swoop, the set, just how I want it to. This helps really holds everything in place. Okay, and so now you'll see here, I'm just continuing to tussle and pull on those curls just to get it to what I feel like is perfection. I'm taking my time. I'm going back in with more spray. I'm combing. I'm swooping. Hey, if you have to flat iron any other part, like you'll see here, I'm going back in with the flat irons just to recurl it to get it to lay just the way I want it, okay? You never want to rush while doing someone's hair. You take your time and you get it. You do it until you get it to perfection. And when I say perfection, I mean to what you feel like is perfection, okay? What you're going for. All right, so we got our first set of curls and it's eating up. Look at it. It looks very nice. And she wanted a really full look, so this was really giving. So now you see I'm using the comb and I'm going to go in and I'm just combing through those curls a bit more. I just want to relax them even more than how they were to give it just a wavy or, like I said, more relaxed look. And this was the outcome. And you could go even further than this if you wanted to comb through it even more to give it really a wavy look. And most of the time the curls will drop eventually, so that will be the outcome. But yeah, you just want to throw your rods in there at night and make sure you're riding away from the face. Take them out and fluff them and you should be good to go. I hope you all were able to learn some type of information or inspiration. Please consider subscribing and we'll see you in the next video. Bless you for watching.